Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, whenever you're listening to this. Um, Welcome to the Bible in a Year, 2021. And we are on day 146. And today, it's going to be exciting. We're going to be reading through Psalm 131, 138, 139, 143, 144, and 145. And the reason it's so exciting is because we're going to see, we have some insights here about David and his relationship with Yahweh. And we've had quite a bit of it, but there's just some things here that really stand out and could be quite memorable. So let's get into this. So Psalm 131, verse 1. Here's a fact about David. Lord, my heart isn't proud. My eyes aren't conceited. I don't get involved with things too great or wonderful for me. I think a number of us would do a lot better if we had a similar outlook. David was content in his relationship with the Lord, and he didn't need to understand every single mystery. He allowed for the mystery of Yahweh, the God who is beyond him. And we know already, and it's been brought up many times, that David never considered that any success that he had actually came from him. He considered every success he had came from Yahweh. And there wasn't any pride in him. There wasn't any conceit in him at all. And this is an important thing that we should note about David, because that's where a number of us should be as well. In Psalm 138, verse 1 to 2, we find some more facts about David. It says, I give thanks to you with all my heart, Lord. I sing your praise before all other gods. I bow toward your holy temple and thank your name for your loyal love and faithfulness, because you have made your name and word greater than everything else. There was this constant heart of giving thanks. I give thanks and thank your name. Just constantly this attitude of thanksgiving, this attitude of praise. And the one thing that he keeps falling back upon all the time is that he is so thankful for Yahweh's love and faithfulness, for his faithful love. And that really stands out about David. Some more facts in the same psalm, verse 7 to 8. Whenever I am in deep trouble, you make me live again. You send your power against my enemy's wrath. You save me with your strong hand. The Lord will do all this for my sake. There are times that we've read in David's Psalms where he says that he's depressed, he's troubled. There's all kinds of things. And here we're seeing again that he says, you make me live again. He sees the different deliverance of the Lord from time and time and time and time again. We see this as well, but we have a very short-term memory. We don't write these down and reflect on them later on down the road when we're facing more trouble. The Lord can rescue us today, and tomorrow we could be just as distraught about something we're facing tomorrow, as if, him rescuing us today has no impact on tomorrow, and it's crazy. And this is something that David's very good at, is giving this thanks for all things. In Psalm 139 is a pretty awesome psalm. And it's probably one of the top five, at least, for you in the Psalms that have the biggest impact in your life. But this is a psalm of intimacy. And it's really David's description of the intimacy he felt with Yahweh. And he has certain themes, and he hits a theme, and then he gives a description. He gives details in that theme. And we don't have that long to go through all of this. So just to mention the themes, that he says, Lord, you have examined me, you know me. And that is such a comfort. For David, that's a comfort. In other Psalms, he has said, like, examine me, see if there's anything that's wrong in me. See if I've taken a misstep. Please correct me. The fact that Yahweh knew him and loved him in knowing him was such an encouragement, and gave David such a boldness to walk in. You have examined me. You know me. There's some people that would rather that Yahweh would not know them, that they would rather not have that kind of level of intimacy with Father. But that's what we've been called into. He is our creator. He's our Father. He's adopted us into his family. He's declared us to be righteous. He knows our mind, he knows our thought, and he loves us. And the Holy Spirit has been given to help us to come into alignment with his thinking, with his heart. And we can be thankful that he knows us and yet still loves us. That's pretty amazing stuff. The psalm goes on, and then another theme he hits here. He says, you surround me. You surround me. In verse 5 and 6, you surround me front and back. You put your hand on me. That kind of knowledge is too much for me. It's so high above me that I can't reach it. It's like the previous psalm, just this talking that, yeah, it's just enough to know you. I don't need to know all the mysteries. But the thing is, you surround me. That sense of his presence, the presence of Yahweh. He surrounds me front and back to protect him. His hand is upon him. That anointing that David is keenly aware of and knows about. That just it's this place where he is. You surround me front and back. He has got him covered. Has got him covered. And verse 7 really expresses something that most of us, I think most of us, our heart kind of soars with this psalm. And part of it is this constant longing for Yahweh's presence. Where could I go to get away from your spirit? Where could I go to escape your presence? Some people read that as if David's trying to get away, but it's not. What he's trying to describe is that wherever he goes, he knows that Yahweh is with him. He can't go anywhere to get away from him, and he doesn't want to. He wants to be impacted and surrounded and loved and protected, and he wants this fellowship with him. He wants to know his heart. He wants to be able to sing love songs to him. He wants to be able to walk with him and just enjoy his presence. It's pretty amazing, especially for this age. David is a man ahead of his time. But he never fails to recognize him as creator. In verse 13, you are the one who created my innermost parts. You knit me together while I was still in my mother's womb. David looks at this and he's encouraged by this because he looks around at nature and sees how beautiful everything is. And he's been made by the same creator, and he's been made in such a way that he's over these other things. And I don't think we always appreciate that it is our Father who put us together. It is he is the one who created us. He is the one who knit us in our mother's womb. He knows us intimately. He loves us. He's designed us. We have purpose. He's called us to himself. And we have a responsibility to look after these earthly vessels until we are given our permanent bodies. And we should know how they work. We really should. We should know how to care for them and be good stewards of them, because he's the one who put us together. He's the one who put us together. So in verse 17 to 18, we see this humility in David, where David knows that God is beyond him. He says, God, your plans are incomprehensible to me. Their total number is countless. If I tried to count them, they outnumber grains of sand. If I came to the very end, I'd still be with you. So he had this, like, yeah, you're beyond me, but I know that you're with me. I know you're so much more than I can possibly grasp. But the one thing I appreciate is that I'm with you. You're with me. Then in Psalm 143, verse 7, that we see David has some requests. He has some requests here. He asks the Lord not to hide from him. He says, don't hide your face from me, or I'll be like those going down to the pit. Because this was the big thing for David all the time. He did not want to lose the presence of the Lord. He did not want to lose its sense of Yahweh being with him. So that's his request. Don't hide your face from me. Then we have the, tell me, show me here. He wants to be taught. He wants to be taught by Yahweh. He opens himself to Yahweh. I wonder if we do that, where I don't know what I ought to know, or I don't know as I ought to know, and where we can humble ourselves and say that I have nothing. I have no knowledge compared to you, and I need you to teach me. So he has here, tell me all about your faithful love come morning time, because I trust you. Show me the way I should go, because I offer my life up to you. It's just, wow, that's amazing stuff. Here he's talking about, deliver me from my enemies, Lord. I seek protection from you, because David knew that he couldn't save himself. It was Yahweh that was responsible for him. And again, teach me, guide me. I need to be taught. I need you to guide me. Teach me to do what pleases you, because you are my God. Guide me by your good spirit into good land. I wonder, do we have these requests? Do we ask this of Yahweh? Do we just want our own plans? We want to do our own thing, and we feel that we're called to service, but that's basically all we have to do. Here that we're called, and then we get to go out and do what we want to do, lacking the understanding that we need to be taught by him. He needs to guide us in his ways, in what it is that he wants us to do. And again, we have this phrase from David that we've already read previously in verse 11, make me live again, Lord, for your name's sake. Revive me. That's almost something like we have to pray every day. Revive me to walk with you. Bring me out of distress because of your righteousness. And then in Psalm 144, again, we keep emphasizing this because it's so important. It's a place where we need to walk. David never took credit for anything. In Psalm 144, verses 1-2, bless the Lord, my rock, who taught my hands how to fight, who taught my fingers how to do battle. God is my loyal one, my fortress, my place of safety, my rescuer, my shield, in whom I take refuge, and the one who subdues people before me. So David didn't even take credit for his fighting skills. And in his greatest joy was to worship, as we see in verse 9-10. I will sing a new song to you, God. I will sing praises to you on a 10-stringed harp, to you, the one who gives saving help to rulers and who rescues his servant David from the evil sword. Yeah, just to worship. And then we have here some truths that need to be passed down. The truth of his work. One generation will praise your works to the next one, proclaiming your mighty acts, and pass down about his majesty. They will talk all about the glorious splendor of your majesty. I will contemplate your wondrous works. About his goodness, they will rave in celebration of your abundant goodness. They will shout joyfully about your righteousness. So these things that we're passing down to our children, do we give them the testimony of all these things about our Father's abundant goodness? And then we see here in verse 8 and 9, righteousness defined, righteousness defined, because we have here, they will show joyfully about your righteousness. And then it goes on, the Lord is merciful and compassionate. It's part of righteousness. Very patient and full of faithful love. The Lord is good to everyone and everything. God's compassion extends to all of his handiwork. So you see that, merciful, compassionate, patient, full of faithful love, good to everyone, and the compassion extending to all of his handiwork. Yeah. So I got through that pretty fast. There you go. So it's a lot to take in. And you just see this beautiful, incredible, I don't know, it just provokes me, really does. This beautiful relationship that was there between David and Yahweh. Okay, guys, so you be blessed today. Be encouraged, and I pray that you have an excellent day. And I'm looking forward to spending the time with you again tomorrow. God bless.